Hey Gemini. Gemini, this is going to be your monthly June reading. Remember, this is a free general reading. If it resonates with you, awesome. I would love to hear it in the comment section. Please remember to subscribe to my channel. My name is Persephone, and right now I will be going and reading Gemini for the month of June. Gemini, what I will be doing is I will be reading for the month of June. I will pull out 3 cards. The 3 cards are going to represent your past, present, and future. And I will go ahead and try to clarify for you the whatever comes up. I do not read reversals for the month of, for monthly readings, only because it's a fresh start. We're trying to get our goals, all our ducks in a row, so it doesn't make any sense to me to start off the readings in a negative way, but I like when we plan for the future, right? Okay, Gemini. So Gemini, for the month of June, for your past, I have the Ace of Pentacles. For your present, I have the 4 of Swords. And for your future or advice, I have the Knight of Wands. Now Gemini, for the Ace of Pentacles, it talks about abundance, resources, money, wealth, comfort, pleasure, creation, luck, achieving goals. So in the past, Gemini, you have been very concerned about the opportunity to create, the opportunity to, obviously for new career progression, for wealth, for abundances, for resources. Maybe it could even be dealing with relationships. Are relationships being beneficial to you, excuse me? Are your relationships in a good place where we're both getting something out of it, not just me giving, and you just receiving? The 4 of Swords is your present. The 4 of Swords talks about rest, retreat, meditation, peacefulness, recovery, regrouping, your careful consideration. And your future is the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands talks about someone who's extremely passionate. He's determined. He's determined to do something, and he's very focused, and he knows what he wants. But sometimes the Knight of Wands tends to get very distracted, only because, Gemini, you are a very creative zodiac sign. Right now, a lot of us have been practicing social distancing, and Gemini, I see that you were someone who actually took advantage of that. You were someone who has been going over everything, not necessarily just your financial stability, but you've been going over your relationships, your romantic relationships and your platonic relationships. Right now you're thinking, is this beneficial to me? Do I even need you? Do I even want you anymore? Is this going to fulfill me the way I want it to fulfill me? The Ace of Pentacles also talks about the opportunities coming in, right? In the past, you were very interested And it seemed like that's where your focus was, like the opportunity just to build something with someone, the opportunity to build. And right now your future talks about the Knight of Wands, which is, like I said, it seems like you're very determined, you're very interested in going forward. Again, my first part of the readings tend to be more about wealth, career, progression, money, because I do have another deck that is going to be specific to your love, especially to single and married couples. So stick around for that. If this part of the reading is not something that you were interested in, or you weren't really looking for any advice. But right now it seems like, again, Gemini, you're coming out of rest, you're coming out of, you got your plan. Okay, talk about the man with the plan, that's you. And Gemini, again, remember, just because the Knight of Wands is a male doesn't mean that I'm only talking to the men. I can be talking to anyone, female, male, non-binary, doesn't matter. In horoscope, astrology, in any of my readings, that doesn't matter. You know, energies can always be reversed, and you know, it's non-gender specific. So I want to go ahead and clarify here. Give me 3 cards for Gemini. Give me 3 cards that's going to let me know exactly where were they, where are they now, and where are they going. I have the Ace of Pentacles, the 4 of Swords, and the Knight of Wands. Let me take this, I'll take this, and I'll take that. Gemini, remember, look, we talked about, you have small fortune here, congelante sorpresa, we have domestico, and we have prigione, which means imprisonment, trapped. Gemini, remember what I talked about. You had the Ace of Pentacles. You were very interested in opportunity, especially when it came to money. That was your main focus, Gemini. You were thinking, how can I make my small investment, my small project, my small lump of money into something bigger, right? And domestical talks about someone who is tuning within. Someone who is dealing with, the inside of the home, inside spirituality, within. Gemini, another thing that you need to be focused on too is your relationships with your co-workers, right? You could be dealing with someone who is either an employee, a collaborator, someone who helps you. Let's see here. I feel like a lot of you are now going to be thinking about collaborating with an employee or a co-worker. And a lot of you are going to go forward with a business plan. A lot of you took this time to come up with new ideas on how other plans of resources and opportunities, and like I said, things that will make you extra money, things that will make you an extra source of income. The 9, like I said, for the future, you have a clarification card was that you got the imprisonment card. That talks about the inability to act. You feel constrained. Remember, Gemini, we're coming out of locking ourselves in within our house, right? A lot of us took this time to regather, regroup, consider, reanalyze a lot of our relationships and what we were doing and how we were going about. It's going to be a moment of transition, Gemini. It's going to be a moment where you have to breathe in, implement your plan, gather your troops, gather your group, gather your resources, and make sure, Gemini, that you don't get in your own way. Because you tend to do that, Gemini. You tend to psych yourself up and then you psych yourself down. Like, you psych yourself out of it. And Gemini, don't second guess yourself. You look really good. If you have a business plan moving forward, go ahead, research, keep researching, but there comes to a point where you don't have to research anymore. The whole point is to act. You have to act on it, okay? So Gemini, that concludes your general reading. What I'm going to do now is focus on your love, your romantic and your lusty relationships. For the month of June, my single Geminis only. Single Geminis for the month of June, what is coming up? For the month of June, what does single Geminis have coming up? Gemini, you have the Eight of Swords, the Star card, and Judgment. Single Geminis, the Eight of Swords talks about your desire. The Eight of Swords talks about sensuality, allowing the body to guide your spirit before your mind can guide it, right? You cannot teach your flesh if it's not willing to learn from you. The Star card. The Star card talks about your fear. The Star card talks about attraction, an action aimed of attracting someone with no obligation. It brings serenity and relieves the soul of pettiness. So, single Geminis, right now you're coming into a space where you're interested in getting into something, but not necessarily long term. This is only a small group. Gemini, single Geminis, a lot of you are looking for that good summer fling. A lot of you are looking for someone like, I'm looking for the time. I'm looking for a moment, for a good time. I'm looking for the moment. Single Geminis, a lot of you are also thinking about, I'm so focused on my project. I'm so focused on bettering myself. I'm so focused on my money right now that I don't have time or the space for a serious relationship. But I do want someone. I do want someone who's going to appreciate me and someone that I can share my resources with. Not necessarily marriage. I don't see that happening right now, Gemini, but a lot of single Geminis are looking for, like, you guys are really looking forward to the summer. You guys are really looking forward to having a good time. I don't know how else to really say that. And I do see that coming up. You have the Judgment card as your outcome. The Judgment card talks about love at first sight. Sound changes the level of the spirit, the unexpected burst of transformation. So it seems like a lot of you are coming from a really dry spell. It seems like a lot of your phones were dry. A lot of your dates sucked. A lot of the past relationships, you know, they didn't really have anything fruitful that came out of it. But Geminis, I see a lot of you meeting someone really good looking, really good looking. The Judgment card usually is a Libra card, and Swords is usually another air sign. So we could be dealing with another Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. Gemini, remember that also, I see a lot of you actually being approached by more than one person. I see a lot of you having like a hot girl, hot boy summer. So, I mean, Gemini, definitely wrap it up, because especially that a lot of you are not looking for marriage or not looking for something serious right now. I do see a lot of you will be having a really, really good time. So it seems like you are going to remain single, but that's by choice. That's by choice. Okay. For my married, dating, or in between Geminis. For my married, dating, or in between Geminis, what's coming up? Geminis that are dating, married, or in between, you have the Six of Pentacles, the Death card, and the King of Wands. Married Geminis. The Six of Pentacles talks about boredom. There are loves of the past and loves of the future, but there is only one love today, and it must not be neglected. You have also the Death card. The Death card signifies abandonment. Temporary abstinence from sex reinforces your desire. A relationship undergoing transformation. Even the end of things must be accepted. And the King of Wands. The King of Wands talks about embracing closely. Commitment is important. The conquest derives from quiet and willpower, and it must be mutual. Determination to offer yourselves to each other. So, Geminis, if you're dating in a relationship or in between, I see that a lot of you have been having a hard time connecting with each other. A lot of you are reminiscing about the past. Now, I don't know if you're reminiscing about when things were good between you and this person, or you're reminiscing about your ex. Geminis, this is totally normal. Again, we're coming from a lot of us, all of us, the whole world practically. We were under lockdown. So a lot of us were really redefining what is it that we want from our relationships, especially our romantic relationships. Gemini, when it comes to your relationship, you are thinking to yourself, is this as good as it gets? Do I want more? Can I give more? But Gemini, in order for a relationship to be successful with this person, you both have to be in a good space. Not necessarily in a good space, but on the same page, right? The King of Wands talks about mutuality, about in order for you both to move on, and I'm talking about move forward, you both have to be on the same page and present, right? Because these two cards talk about abandonment, the transformation, the transition and transformation of a relationship. Gemini, a lot of you are realizing that your relationship is more meaningful than what you thought it was, right? And of course, a lot of us, if we're married or we're in a relationship, we obviously don't think that our partner is trash, but we sometimes take our partners for granted, or we sometimes take our relationships for granted. But this time where we were practicing social distancing, we weren't working, we were in the home, a lot of us got a chance to see our partner's bad habits, but we saw ourselves. We finally saw ourselves, right? And what we need versus what we're lacking. And Gemini, I don't see any separation. I don't see any divorce. I don't even see anyone cheating or being unfaithful. But what I do see is reminiscing and feeling abandoned. And remember, energies can be reversed, Gemini. So it could be that you might not be feeling abandoned. You might not be feeling like you're reminiscing, but maybe your partner is. Maybe your partner wants more from you, whether it's emotional or physical. It seems like it's a little bit of both. It's a little bit of both. It seems like you guys have not been really hitting the nail, so to speak. Geminis, definitely take a look at your relationships right now and reinforce your relationship with your partner. The worst is to reminisce about something like, excuse me. The worst is to reminisce about something that coulda, woulda, shoulda happened, right? Because maybe a lot of us are thinking about closure, like we never received the closure that we needed from a situation that wasn't successful. But remember, Gemini, this is the reason why you're with your partner, because your partner actually was there for you, or vice versa. Maybe you were there for your partner. You were a sense of comfort. You were a sense of stability, right? And Gemini, remember, Venus is in Gemini right now, so this is like your moment to shine. This is your moment to really be the Gemini that you are, right? Geminis are very when it comes to love, they communicate themselves, like I think they're one of the best communicators, because they actually the way they articulate themselves is like no other. It's like no other. Geminis, when it comes to giving an oral presentation or just giving anything verbally, they are the best at that. But at the same time, Gemini, you psych yourself out a lot. You talk yourself out of things. And it's like you have this beautiful speech about romance, but then you talk about how this person doesn't want me anymore, this person doesn't like me anymore, this person doesn't find me sexy anymore. Gemini, it's like you're perpetuating the idea of abandonment in your relationship. And sometimes you could be your worst enemy. So Gemini, if you're in a relationship right now, and this could be with another earth sign, a Scorpio, even a fire sign. So we have what? Virgo, Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. We have a Scorpio here, and we have a fire sign. So the fire signs are Sag, Leo, and Aries. Gemini, remember, don't psych yourself up. If this is something that you really want to work for, go ahead and do it. And it's not going to take that much either, because Geminis are the best salespeople when it comes to being a charming person, there's no other like Gemini, okay? So don't psych yourself up. And, you know, again, if you're feeling abandoned or you're feeling unfulfilled, go ahead and express that to your partner, because your partner probably is unaware of what's going on. Gemini, if this resonated for you, go ahead and leave me a comment. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Leave me a comment. Let me know if you like this style of tarot, or if you guys are interested in more of pick a card, or if you're looking for daily readings. Let me know what kind of style you like. Gemini, I hope you have a very beautiful rest of the summer and a very successful month of June.